What's up guys, my name is Dychronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about unlocking the Izanami's Forge, talking about the new exotic bow known as Le Monarque, and talking about how to get these things as well as the steps along the way. There's a bunch of steps in this quest line that are really annoying, they take a long time. I'm going to hopefully be able to give you the quick and fastest way to do it, according to my knowledge. Overall, this quest line has 12 steps. A lot of them have you just running back and forth between Ada and different locations and getting kills on Fallen, on Vex, on Hive. It's very monotonous. It's very tedious, there's no reason for it, and there's only one part that I would say is actually interesting in this entire quest line outside of actually getting the forge itself. And before I get started, I just wanted to mention the exotic bow. It's not complicated to get. I've seen 4 to 10 minute videos on how to get this bow. I'm gonna make it very simple to you. The way you get this bow is killing the boss in the Izanami's Forge. Once you have it unlocked, it is a random chance to drop on the boss guild. Just like Escalation Protocol, just kill the boss enough times, the bow should drop. Now I don't know why the other different forges don't have that on their guys, but my thinking is maybe they locked it until this point. I don't know. Either way, the bow drops from the boss. Hopefully I saved you guys 4 to 10 minutes of looking at other people's videos that are kind of inane. Today's video is brought to you by cute and fluffy seals of the Arctic Circle. Because of the fact that it is the winter months, you guys get to have some cute and fluffy animals from the snow-like stuff. I believe last time we had some polar bears. Maybe in the future we'll have some cute foxes and squirrels, some stuff that are you know, oh, maybe like a snow bunny. Ooh, white snow bunnies. Anyways, let me know in the comments down below what kind of Arctic animals you want to see for the month of December. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it, talking about all the different quest steps, going in detail about the different ways to farm different parts, and of course making it a lot easier and a lot faster on completing these, because you're gonna have to do them on 3 characters if you want to unlock the forge on all 3 characters. So the very first thing you have to do to unlock the first step of unlocking the forge is you have to get a bunch of kills against Vex on Nessus. Now all you have to do is just find Vex and kill them. I went into the Artifact Edge Lost Sector right next to it, and I just started killing some Vex. After you kill enough Vex, anywhere from like 10 to 15 of them, you're going to see a tetrahedral drop on the ground. Pick that up and you get the first step to unlocking the forge. And that first step is getting 100 Vex kills. The fastest and best way to do that, in my opinion, is to just do that same Lost Sector over and over and over again until you finish all 100. The next step of this has you do a Spire Integration Heroic Public Event in the Hallows, which is right next to where you are. If you spawn in at Artifact's Edge, just go into the direction towards the Hallows in that big hole in the ground. There's going to be a public event that spawns there that's always Spire Integration. Just complete this on Heroic and you can move on to the next step. After that, you then move on to probably the most annoying and monotonous part of this entire quest line, is getting 20 Minotaur kills. Now you yourself have to get the kill. You can't share in anybody else's kill. You have to get the kills, so there's going to be a lot of people fighting you for Minotaur kills. The fastest way, in my opinion, if you are good at this game, is probably going to be Spire Integration Heroic Public Events. Pretty much the same thing in the last piece. Just keep doing Heroic Public Events and just absolutely hawk those Minotaurs as soon as you see them. My recommendation, using the Hammerhead, which is the Void HMG, which is a very powerful heavy machine gun. With Void means it penetrates through those shields very quickly and you can kill Minotaurs very, very quickly. Now all you have to do is force the public event to be heroic, so that way a lot more Minotaurs spawn, and if you do 2 of those and you get most of the Minotaur kills, you should be able to complete all 20 in just 2 of them. As far as I know, there are 3 Spire integrations on the planet. There is one in the Tangle and one in Exodus Black. They're both a chance, and then there obviously is one in the Hallows, which is a guaranteed chance. Alternatively, there is a way to farm a Minotaur kill around every 40 seconds or so, but it is kind of boring. All you have to do is spawn into Exodus Black right in front of Failsafe, head to your right into the tunnel section right there, head down into the hallway until you find a big blue bright portal. Right in front of the portal, there'll be 1 Minotaur and a bunch of enemies around him. Kill all these enemies, head through the portal, go all the way down the hall until you see Chamber of Starlight appear in the bottom left, turn back around, go back down the hall through the portal, the enemies will have respawned. Because you loaded the Chamber of Starlight, it makes those enemies respawn, so all you have to do is rinse and repeat. Kill all the enemies there, you make sure you kill all the enemies, because sometimes they don't all respawn if they're not all dead. Go through the portal, down the hall, come back, and just rinse and repeat over and over and over again. Sometimes it's a little inconsistent, so you sometimes have to reload multiple times, but you are able to get back and forth in 40 seconds, which makes it quite efficient. After that, it will assign you a mission. There'll be a waypoint. Just follow that waypoint. It will have you go into the Izanami's Forge, not actually do a forge activity, but it'll have you do some stuff in there. It's actually pretty cool of an area, and it gives you an idea of what you're going to see in the future. I personally did it solo, so I really don't think it's that hard. After that, you then have to return to Ada to start the next quest step. The first of 3 times you have to go back to Ada just to unlock the Forge. She will then send you off to do 3 heroic public events. The first one is going to be a Fallen Glimmer Extraction, which is going to be the Glimmer mining drills you can find on Earth and Nessus. Lots of Fallen. There's a lot of places that this can spawn in many locations. Second, you're gonna have to find a Hive Witch's Ritual, which can only take place in the right side of Titan as well as the bottom side on Mars. There's only 2 locations for that, so make sure you're paying attention for those as much as possible. And the last one is going to be Vex Spire Integration. If you don't know what that is by now, you really should, because it's going to be the Vex one where you did in one of the previous steps, which can be found on Nessus and other locations like Io. All of these public events have to be done in the heroic version, and they do not have to be done on any specific planet. Moving on to the next step, probably one of the most weird quest steps, because it kind of seems like it's out of place and there's no purpose to it. There's going to be 3 steps to this part. First one is going to be getting Blended Ether from Fallen Precision multi-kills, which basically any amount of kills 2 and up will give you a Blended Ether. So if you get triple kill, you'll get 2 Blended Ether. If you get a double kill, you get 1 Blended Ether. So just try to get as many precision multi-kills as possible. Go through the Lost Sector in Nessus, right next to Failsafe. That's the one I did. It's pretty straightforward. Next up, getting the Condensed Blights from Taken Blights in Lost Sectors on Io. There's only 1 Taken Lost Sector on Io. That's right next to Asher. So just spawn in next to Asher, go in the Lost Sector, and find the Blight. You could technically go through the mission normally, find the Blight normally, and just do the Lost Sector 5 times, but I would highly recommend you just take a shortcut. In the video I'll show you. All you do is you enter the big room, jump on the big rock shell-like thing in front of you, turn around and jump to the ledge above you. It is possible on a hunter, so it is possible on any character. Once you get up on top of that ledge, just head straight forward. You'll see the big Taken Blight, which is the big black ball inside the black umbrella. Just kill that thing, reload at Asher, and just rinse and repeat 4 more times. And the very last thing you have to do is getting a Radiolarian Vapor from Investigations on Nessus. This is just a mission. So just go to the bottom section of Nessus in the cistern. There'll be an icon on the map. Just start the mission, follow the GPS, and you should be able to get through this mission pretty straightforward. Probably the only interesting thing in this entire quest line, because of this like really cool mechanic of shooting crystals and spawning platforms and platforms disappearing really quickly, I would have really liked to see this be more fleshed out and have more of a place in different activities, especially in the Izanami's Forge. I would have loved to see something cool. You have to go up like a spiral of different platforms of the different crystals. Maybe there'll be like your battery has been blocked kind of symbol or something, and you have to go up a spiral staircase of these crystal things, hit a button at the top of the forge or something, and then it will allow you to throw more batteries to the center. I think that would have been a really cool idea. It would have made it more dynamic. You have to use your team more often instead of just farming a location until you get enough batteries and then you nuke the boss. It's kind of boring at this point. After that, you then have to complete a Volundr's Forge. Now, this is the forge that can be found on the top section in the Sunken Isles of Earth, and you don't actually have to win this one. I actually spawned in alone in a matchmaking once, and I went, oh, I'm just gonna wait for my teammates. I'm gonna lose this one, start up the next one. I lost that one. I got credit. I headed out. I didn't need it. So you technically do not have to win. You just have to finish. After that, you then have to head back over to Ada for the second out of 3 times, and you have to talk to her, progress the story, and get the next step. The next step being the completion of an advanced version of the Inside Terminus Strike, and collect a Cabal component from the boss and fully repair the igniter. Now this mission, I believe it has the modifiers of Extinguish and Grenadier and Void Burn. I believe that might be because of the fact of the daily rotation, but it always seems to have Extinguish. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult than usual, and I highly recommend having at least one other person in this mission. Probably a full fire team would do very well. And after that, one of the last steps of this entire quest line is head back to Ada for the 3rd time. I cannot believe how many times you have to go back to Ada for these goddamn weapon frames. I have never loaded up the tower more than I have in the last 2 weeks in my entire life of Destiny 2. And it is ridiculous how often you have to go back to the tower, and it takes forever to load on console. But anyways, go back to Ada after that, unlock the forge, and then you can do the forge matchmaking as much as you want. Go get that exotic bow if you want to go get it, and then complete the new frames, which she actually has on vending right now, which is going to be the bow and the pulse rifle. The pulse rifle being the thing that I'm looking for, because the pulse rifle is a 450, and I can't wait to get some interesting things on that. To be honest, I really hope that there's a rampage kill clip on it, because that just sounds glorious. Anyways, that's pretty much the video for guys today. Let me know in the comments down below if you had any questions. If you see a question down below that you can answer, please help me out. I don't get to the comments very often, but I try to get through every single comment like at least once per week so that I can say hello to everybody, to be able to answer any questions that I can. But yeah, that's the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name has been Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one.